These are examples of exercises contained in Cantabile voice class. You are encouraged to sing along and then do them on your own.
Hello, my name is Katharin Rundus, and I'm going to be demonstrating some vocal exercises for you. This next set of exercises is designed to help you create a three-dimensional space in the back of your throat. I like to use a funnel to demonstrate those three dimensions. There's a tall dimension, a broad dimension, and then a front to back dimension. If you think of that funnel being like this in the back of your throat. So your task as a singer is to create those three different dimensions. Tall in the back of your throat, a little broad in the back, ear to ear, and then a deep dimension from front to back. Resonance can also be described as tone, or resonance can also be described as space. So what we're working on here is creating a three-dimensional space. We're going to start by doing a little bit of negative practice. So with no space at all in the back of the throat, I'm just going to sing this vowel. So there's nothing very beautiful about that. It certainly isn't three-dimensional. It's just kind of a dull sound. But watch what happens when I add the tall dimension to that. So I'm going to start with that dull space, and then my funnel, which is kind of crunchy like this, all of a sudden then I'm going to go to that tall space like this. So you can hear the difference in tone, the difference in resonance. Let me demonstrate it one more time. And of course the goal is to keep that tall space the whole time. And feel the difference in the back of your throat between that closed off sound and then that tall sound. The second dimension that we're going to work on is the dimension from front to back, that deep space that occurs. And we're going to use as our pilot vowel for that E, like C. So I'm going to start with the tall dimension, and then I'm going to form the E vowel. When you form the E vowel, the back of your tongue comes forward, it fronts, and it creates all sorts of space in the back. And the trick is to allow the A vowel to inform the E vowel. So you maintain the tallness of the A vowel while you're singing the E vowel. If I allow my funnel to collapse when I sing the E, then it would be this. Which has no three-dimensionality at all. The third dimension is the dimension side to side in the back. I call it a broad dimension. The pilot vowel for that is A, like cat. When you're practicing this, you'll feel the back of your tongue just ever so slightly broaden a bit, ear to ear. So now those two vowels inform each other. There's a little bit of the broadness in the tall vowel, and there's a little bit of the tallness in the broad vowel. So if we put these three vowels together and allow them to inform each other, then pretty soon you'll just get this wonderfully, beautifully open throat, or this three-dimensional throat. So all three different sounds. So while you're singing this, make sure that you're listening. Do all the vowels match? Do they sound like the same person is singing them? This would be a bad example. You get the idea. So all of them need to inform each other. Now that you've established that three-dimensionality at the back of your throat, I call that your tone factory. That's where your tone is manufactured. Once that is established, then it's time to shape some vowels around that. So your first job is to make sure that you are singing with that three-dimensional tone factory. First, we're going to work with vowels that are formed by moving your lips. So we start out with this really lovely ah, tall, open vowel that you've established, that open tone factory. Ah, and then you're going to move your lips to their most forward position. Ah, ooh. But of course the trick is to keep that tallness in the back open while you are forming that oo vowel. Listen again. If you don't keep the back of your throat open, if you allow your funnel to collapse, then it sounds like this. Which of course is not the sound that you want. And then if you release your lips back just a little bit more, you'll form the O vowel. Oo like noon, O like obey. And then if you move your lips even back a little bit further, the open O sound, like the English sound aw, as in awesome. The other way to form vowels is with your tongue. If you imagine that these are my teeth and this is the tip of my tongue, the tip of your tongue stays behind your bottom front teeth. On the E vowel, E like C, your tongue fronts, it comes forward. So the ah position like this, the E position like this, and then right behind that E vowel is the E vowel, and right behind that is the E vowel, and then finally your tongue releases back to the ah position again. Let me demonstrate that for you. I'll start with ah each time. Ah, E. Now I'll go from E to A. Ah, E, A. You'll notice that my jaw is fluid also, that it has to open and close according to the vowel. Now I'll add the third vowel. Ah, E, A. And this time I'll allow my tongue to go all the way back to the ah vowel again. Ah, E, A, ah. And then one final exercise using all of those tongue vowels. Ah, ee,